last weekend I attended an event organized by Mr. Kanzume together with Seafood King and Daimonji, which is a trading card shop in Singapore. So I attended the event using Blue Doffy and ended up going 4-0. So in this video I'll be talking to you about the deck that I use, my deck profile, as well as some discussion on the cards used, as well as my matches from that day. So firstly, the event. I really enjoyed myself, and there were also content creators like Ashraf D Chess as well as Mickey, and also shout out to Team Seafood King. This is their YouTube page, so give them a follow. I'll link all their links in the description below. So it was a really fun event. I enjoyed myself. There were lots of people trying out new OP07 decks. I wanted to try Boa Hancock, but unfortunately I didn't get the AA leader, so I ended up with Blue Doffy, and I ended up going 4-0. I will be talking to you about my matches together with the deck profile, but I ended up bringing home this Doffy figure, which is what I was using on that day, and also this binder, so I can store all my Hancock cards inside. And I also did get a credit voucher or store voucher for winning the event, or I think everyone got them. I did end up pulling this Soba Mask Sanji from OP07 out of 3 packs, so I was lucky. So anyway, let's get on to the deck profile. This is my deck that I used yesterday, and also these were my matches. Okay, so I will just go through each of them. As we know, Perona and Doffy is mainly the engine. But OP07 Doffy, you don't really need to go first, because if you go second, you can just play out your Jinbei to spawn another character, which I did for a few of the matches. Like for example, the Sakazuki match, I didn't even use my leader's effect. I just solely use my Jinbei and keep recycling it. Okay, and then moving on to our next 2 characters will be the Gecko Moria, the 4-cost Gecko Moria, as well as Boa Hancock. So these 2 cards are really good, especially Boa Hancock, allowing you to draw a card on attack or on block, which also helped me to win my last game against Red Purple Law, because when I attack or when I block, I get to draw a card. And after setting up my top deck with Doffy, I managed to draw a 2k counter, which helped me to survive the lethal attack, which ended up winning me the game. Next is the MVP of the deck. We have Jinbei, 4 copies of Jinbei. Effect will be on screen. And we have 4 2k counter, which is Mihawk, the OG 2k counter for 7 Warlords. Next we have Edward Weevil from EVO1. Effect is on play, draw a card, which is really very good, especially when you do a turn 1 Jinbei or a turn 2 Jinbei into a Weevil. You just draw 1 card. And then next we have our 2 new 2k counters, which is Crocodile and Trafalgar Law. Effects will be on the screen. Okay, next moving on, we have Gecko Moria, our 4-cost Gecko Moria from the starter deck. Gecko Moria is really good. There was one game where I had a Jinbei in the trash, so I played Gecko Moria, and then I returned back that Jinbei and I played down that Jinbei to allow me to play another character with two extra dawns open. So Jinbei, Gecko Moria is a really good card and definitely need a 4th, and we also need an alternate art for this deck. And I'm playing 2 copies of Charlotte Pudding. I think it's a really good card, especially in this deck where you swing 7k almost every turn. So this card helped me to win my Sakazuki matchup. I believe he had 7 cards in hand. I top decked the Pudding using my Doffy, and I played it down and I made him shuffle I think 7k worth of counter from his 7 card hand, and he ended up drawing I think 1 or 2k counter. So I eventually ended up winning that game. Next we have Boa Hancock, 6-cost Boa Hancock. I think this card is really strong. Should be in every blue deck. It's a blue deck staple, I feel. And it won me games. It helped me especially against Sakazuki, because it gets rid of the opponent's Tashigi, so doesn't have much target for the Hound Blaze other than brand new. And against Uta, yeah, I did manage to stop 1 attack from Uta. And against Red Purple Law, I think Hancock helps as well, because it has a high base attack, and usually it will require them to raise max or even Gordon. Next is our final character. I'm playing 3 Kaido. Kaido is really good, especially against the Uta matchup in my third round, which I managed to win because I dropped the 10 cost Kaido. The opponent have a 3 cost character and the 8 cost kit. So typically for blue decks, they'll struggle against 8 cost kit. So which is why I play this version of 10 cost Kaido to bounce them up. Can even bounce back cards like Gecko Moria or Katakuri. And a lot of lists that I've been seeing is running the draw 4 Kaido, but I feel this card is better because you are already drawing a lot with this deck, and you typically have a lot of hand cards in hand. So I don't think you will need that draw 4 Kaido, which is why I went for the 3 cost Kaido. And then for the last card, we are playing the Perfume Femur, and the effect is also on screen. I'm using this as a tech card because it's a Diable Jambe. I only play 1 copy in the event that I can there's a blocker, and then I can do a full swing. So I attach all my dons, attach 8 dons to maybe my leader or any of my characters, plus 2k, and then it becomes unblockable. And yeah, usually the big attackers for this deck will be Kaido and Hancock, 6 cost Hancock. But the deck strategy is to just fill out your board and then attack with as many characters. Yeah, I remember my matchup against Uta, I had like 5 characters, all 5 to 6k. So I just started swinging all of them at the leader. And he ended up trashing like maybe 5-6 cards in hand just from that one turn because I had a lot of characters on board and he wanted to protect his life. So it's a really strong addition. OP07 is a huge boost to Doffy decks. I'm not saying that Doffy is going to be the best deck in format, but I think it's a top contender because it's really strong. It builds the board, it recycles, it stacks your deck. Yes, but overall I think this deck struggles a little against Sakazuki as well as yellow decks, which I believe is and will be the best deck in format for OP07. And aside to that, I think I like this list a lot. I might try out. No, I don't think I'm making any changes. You can reduce Hancock, 4 cost Hancock if you want, but I'm perfectly fine with her being there, and also allows me to flex my alternate art. And that's all for this video. So if you've enjoyed this content, give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think of Doffy. I think Doffy is really good in OP07. So if you have Doffy or you've main Doffy in OP01, you should give it a try. And yeah, if also follow me on Twitter or X for more One Piece TCG content. This weekend I'll be streaming the World Championship Finals on my YouTube channel. I'll also link that stream in the description below. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.